Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another PM podcast here at Down the Line with Jeremy Humphrey. Today's a 2-for-1 special here. We just got off the podcast interview with Oak Glen's head coach, and now joining us is Harrison Central's head coach, Darrin Young. Welcome, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us, and thanks for doing this. This is good for High Valley baseball and softball, so we appreciate everything you do.
I appreciate that. I'm finally glad that we got some softball content coming on. We definitely got baseball loaded, so it's nice to have some softball coaches join us and spread the word. So thank you.
Definitely. So always glad to share some information and get some information on our program out there. So
absolutely, that's what it's about. So for everyone that's going to join the live or go back and watch the videos, tell us a little something about yourself, Coach. Give us an introduction of who you are and what you're about.
Well, I'm Darrin Young. I've been at Harrison Central here. This is my 8th season as the head coach. I was previously here as a JV coach for 2 years. I was a baseball guy. I was a baseball player in high school, baseball, football, played in the OVBL for years, then got married and had 2 daughters. And as they got older, I kind of switched to softball. I still played baseball. I still enjoyed it. I still love to watch it too. So I follow baseball a lot. But, after having 2 girls, softball was my passion. I was lucky enough to coach both my daughters here at Harrison Central. But, probably when they were 10 or 11 is when I made the switch from baseball to softball. They started playing travel ball, and I was kind of introduced. My kids played in the Roadrunner organization, and I was introduced to Rick Sherman and guys like that. Really taught me the game. And I played under a great. Tom Sleva was my high school coach. I coached with him a little bit after graduation. And you talk about Tom Sleva, Lefty Hall, Brad Wilson from Barnesville. Those are old time good baseball coaches, and I take something from each one of them, and I kind of bring it to my program.
Absolutely. How was your transition from baseball to softball coaching wise? I mean, was it a smooth transition, or where obviously pitching is different, so you have to teach yourself the pitching aspect of things? But how was your transition outside of that?
That was the biggest thing. I swore up and down my first couple of years. We went to a couple of clinics, and the softball swing was different. I'm like, yeah, baseball swings work. And of course, my kids were younger at that time, and we weren't seeing fast pitching, so we could have that long, loopy baseball swing. Well, as you advance and get into, faster pitching, that big, long swing don't work against fast pitching at that 43-foot spot. So that was my biggest adjustment, just knowing there was a difference between a baseball swing. Fundamentally, same principles, but the hands and things move different. So you got to be prepared for that 43-foot.
Absolutely. Also, I guess with slapping and bunting a little bit different, because you can get out of the box a little faster with the slapping and stuff like that. How do you teach yourself how to slap hit now?
That's something, because I was all new to me, but we had a girl here the last 4 years named Maddie Butler. She was a good lefty leadoff for us, and she did a lot. She didn't slap a whole bunch, but she was a bunter. And we use that in a game. If you can't bunt, you can't play. I say that, I believe it. And I drill it into the girls every day. So
absolutely. Let's go and talk about your 2024 season. Obviously, it's a lovely rainy day again here. How are you maintaining your schedule and getting games in? Obviously, you have a beautiful complex down there in Harrison Central. Tell us how you're getting your schedule figured out so that you can get your OVAC points up so that you can, maintain that top 4 status.
Well, that's number one. We are fortunate. We do have turf. So, last night we played, which a lot of people didn't. We can pretty much play unless it's a torrential downpour, or lightning and thunder. So, we've been blessed in that aspect, and it's a good thing that a lot of the coaches are willing to come to us. Me and Steve Triffinoff from Toronto, we're supposed to play tonight. We're supposed to be at Toronto tonight at 5. We started talking about 7:30 this morning, and we agreed that we're going to move the game to Harrison, weather permitting. So he's going to give me a call about 3 o'clock. We're going to look at the radar, and we're going to make a decision here shortly. But the coaches are willing to do it. We make flops, and you do what you need to do to try to get some games in.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your roster this year. Who are some players that you have eyes on that have college level type abilities, and just a little bit about how are you deep in your class? Are you low end class as far as freshmen and sophomores?
We bring back 7 returning lettermen. We have three seniors that play on a daily basis. We are young. We're loaded with freshmen. Um, we got several sophomores, and the junior class is decent. I do have a nice junior high program. It's got close to 20 kids in it, and we have 23 between JV and varsity here at the high school level. So numbers are good. Our freshman class is outstanding. We have good numbers. I think there's 12 or 13 of them. We have a couple of them that starts on the varsity. I mean, and I told them from day one that they're going to have to, go through some growing pains and step up, because it's a big step. When you're, even if you play travel ball, or you're a pretty good ball player, when you're 14 years old and you got that 18-year-old pitching against you, or batting against you, it makes a big difference. So,
Yeah,
I told them early and often that we're going to go through some growing pains, and we have. But I see it every day. They're getting more comfortable, and things are starting to click.
good deal. Yeah, that 4-year difference definitely makes a difference. If somebody that's been there and pitching for 4 years at a high school level, being able to make those adjustments, depending on how the batter stance and how they swing and different things like that. I mean, that can definitely get a batter guessing pretty good in the box there. So
Yeah, definitely.
anybody getting looked at as far as recruiting wise? I mean, do you
in the senior class, our girls, there's nobody I think that wants to pursue anything further than high school, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And I tell them kids, it's not for everybody. It's a different. You got to be a different animal to play at the next level. I think some of the younger ones have some aspirations to play softball. So we have a couple freshmen. We got a young pitcher. Freshman pitcher that plays a lot of softball and enjoys the game. I'm sure she'll develop into something here. So we'll just have to see what path she just decides to take.
Now, I had to do this on my phone because I know I got to get ready to go get the kids. So we're going to go on a road trip together in my car while we do this.
That's no problem.
It looked like you were 2-4 in the OVAC standings. How do you got things planned to make a run, get the girls on board to make a run to get in the top 4 standings, so that you're there in the 1 through 4 spot, so that you can go to OVACs?
Well, that's hopefully get all the games in. If you look at our schedule, I mean, I told the girls from day one, when we start off, you got teams like Indian Creek, Martins Ferry, Toronto, Edison. Our schedule is not watered down right off the bat. So I told them if we win the games we're supposed to, and be competitive in the games that we know are going to be tough games, everything will fall into place. We'll just play ball for the next 2 weeks and see what happens. I try to tell the girls, don't get caught up in winning and losing ball games, because when you go up to the plate or you're out in the field and you're worried about, you got things in your head and you're not thinking about softball, that's when bad things happen. So, we just take it one game at a time, and we'll keep grinding. And I mean, that's a goal. Everybody's goal is to be in that top 4 seed, so you get an opportunity to go to Wheeling, and that's a big thing for us. I tell the girls every year that don't happen automatic. That's something special when you make it there. And we've been fortunate the last 3-4 years. We've been down there and played in the semifinals, and we're looking to get back here this year.
Absolutely. Now, looking at your schedule here on paper, you got 2 with Ridgewood. Where are they from?
They're a team out of the IVC up north. We pick up some of them teams. Indian Valley, Garraway, Ridgewood. That's good competition in IVC, and I like my kids to see some of that different pitching, and just they got athletes, man. They're good all the way around. And I kind of get 3 or 4 of those teams on a schedule just so we kind of know what we're going into when May comes.
Absolutely. And then you got looks like Monday you got Bel Air, and then on Tuesday you have St. C. So I think you started off strong, and you're going in the middle of it strong, and then you're going to end strong. So
yeah, I mean, we started off down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with 2 pretty good teams. When we played Morgantown right off the rip. I mean, Morgantown, they compete every year. They're usually down in the regional in West Virginia, and they're pretty good this year. And we played them a 3-0 ball game. I was really happy with that. Then we played a Marion team that they were good. They were very, very good, and we were competitive against them, and come home, and we get beat by Buckeye Local 5-0, but our bats were just gone, and and we played 2 really good games against Indian Creek, split with them, and had a heck of a game the other night against Edison. Edison's got a really nice team. We were 3-3 tie into the 7th, and they got a home run on us in the top of 7th to beat us. But hey, we're right there. We're a play away from beating, a team like Edison, and that's big.
Not to mention, I think Saturday you had a heck of a comeback against Toronto. I think they put a 9 spot on you in the top of the 6th or 7th, and then y'all were able to come back and get a 15-14 win. I mean, you're playing competitive baseball, and the girls are definitely seeing that some competition, but they're also learning how to win close games.
That's the main thing. Like 5-6 years ago, when we would get down by 3 or 4 runs, you might as well stuck a fork in us, and I think we've changed the culture here. We're growing every year, and these kids just don't quit. I mean, last night was another one. We got down 2-0 to St. Clairsville and come back and put 6 on them, and then just kind of played a good ball game. And the same way with Edison, got down there, and Edison's intimidating. They're a very nice ball team.
Yeah. What's the relationship like with you and Coach Valesco?
Oh, me and Mikey get along real well. We share a facility together. I don't get to see him much this year. I'm not a teacher in school. I own my own business. I'm an electrical contractor, so I'm not in the school all day on a day-to-day basis. But we usually talk a whole bunch.
Yeah. Let's go to your winter setups. What do you do? Where do you go? Do you have a place there where you're able to go inside, work on some bullpens, work on hitting? Do you have a cage down there? I've never been to the softball field, so I don't know what you have. I know I've been at the baseball field, and I can see pictures of what you have down there. And let me tell you, Harrison Central's complex, other than, Edison, those two are by far the best 2 complexes in this valley. So what do you do for winter to get your team up and going?
Well, when they moved to the new school, we have the Stevenson Center, which was located at the old high school. It's the gymnasium and the old wood shop. We actually converted the wood shop to a hitting facility. So we have 2 cages down there that baseball and softball use. And then, of course, we have the gym upstairs. So me and Mikey work together a lot in the winter. Since they're teachers and they're here, I normally let him do the right after school deal. And then softball takes it kind of from 5 to 7. So, it works out great for us. And it's pretty nice. So
yeah, and I would imagine that if the weather's nice, you're going out on the field taking ground balls and doing everything you can to take advantage of January and February. Now I know baseball deals with basketball players. I would imagine that softball deals with volleyball players and having to come over late. How do you make your adjustments for them coming over?
Well, that's the same thing. We got volleyball. We got a lot of our freshmen are 3-sport athletes. They're volleyball, basketball, softball. So we try to make time. Some of the pitchers, they will come after basketball. Our basketball coach is great with if I got pitchers and catchers, he gives us. I try not to let them throw on days that they play games, but anytime a kid wants to work, we'll always meet them over there and let them get some work in.
Nice. Any teams that you're looking forward to playing at the end of the season, or any teams that you want to see in playoffs that, always push you to your limits that you're looking forward to playing?
Yeah, I mean, it's always exciting to play local teams, I mean, Edison's always a good rivalry with us. We always play good. No matter how good we are, how, good they are, it always seems like a good ball game. Same way with Indian Creek. We look forward to playing teams like Ferry. I'm really looking forward to playing Garaway at the end of the year. That's something, as soon as I became the head coach, that's one of the first teams I went after because, as I was getting into softball, that's all you ever heard was Garaway and Strasburg softball.
Yeah.
And to be the best, you got to play the best and beat the best. So, I mean, we always look for them games, anything to try to make our program better towards the end of the season. That's number one.
Yeah, if Coach Triff is watching, he'll definitely, every time you say Strasburg, it's kind of like the movie The Lion King when they say you say Strasburg, he gets a little, that's always seems to be the team that he talks about, Strasburg and Shadyside, 2 teams that push Toronto to the limits in the playoffs.
And that's just like Toronto. I mean, he's got a great program. Me and Steve got together. I'm the president of Eastern District, so I know all these coaches really, really well. Respect Toronto. I mean, like I said, year in, year out, Toronto will have a good softball team. That's what I told the girls the other night. When you beat the Torontos and you beat the Edisons and you beat the Indian Creeks and you beat the Garaways, I believe you're a blue collar team program when you can pick up wins against teams like that. I mean, them are guys that win year in, year out.
Yeah. Let's talk about, you mentioned that you were the president of the East District. Baseball has a coaches convention at the beginning of the year. I think softball does as well.
Yes, yeah, we do. It's usually the weekend before Martin Luther King. It's usually 13th, 14th, 12th, 13th. It's usually the week before baseball.
Okay.
So we have the same clinic, same setup. Pretty good deal.
Who in the past that when you've gone to this clinic has been a speaker that has caught your attention, whether it be pitching drill, base running, defense, whatever the case may be? Who was one of the speakers that caught your eye?
Probably my all-time favorite speaker, and I've seen him several times, is Pat Murphy from Alabama. He was at the clinic the very first year that I went when I became a coach, and listened to him. And then as I grew and as I got further along in the district and became the president, he came back and getting to sit and talk with that guy and just kind of get some of the things that goes through his head. He's a first class dude. Invited us down to practice. He said, come watch practice, bring kids, whatever you need to do. He's just a guy that loves softball and wants to see softball grow.
My sister actually played high school with a girl that actually went down and played on their championship team back out. Sorry, my alarm just went off.
No problem. No problem.
She played with Amanda Scarborough, who pitched. I believe she was a pitcher. No, I can't even think of her name now. I'm drawing a blank. Amanda Scarborough definitely isn't the name, though. I'll have to get back to you on that one. But
Yeah.
She definitely played with a girl that was on the national championship team. And a matter of fact, her nephew just transferred from Mississippi State. He's a quarterback now at Wisconsin. So that bloodline went pretty good with that one. But every time she gets a Facebook post, I think she coaches at she was at Natchitoches State. I can't remember where she transferred to now, but that Alabama coach definitely does something right. So
yes, definitely he does. I mean,
are you on the board?
I am. I am on the state board. I'm
the
on
East
the state,
District?
Yeah, I'm the president of East District, and I sit on the state board. As a board of director because I am the president of the East District.
I'm having issues here, Coach. I
No problem.
apologize. I think my mic, when my alarm went off, screwed something up.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can? All
Yeah.
right, we're going to wing it then. If you can hear me, we're going to wing it because I can't hear anything. So this last segment, Coach, is just going to be a rapid fire question. Just answer it. We're going to throw it at you and see how it goes. Right. What's a pregame meal that you have to get your stomach settled in before a game?
Sorry, now my phone's ringing. Pregame meal would have to be, I normally kind of get to the facility half hour before the girls, and I'll normally have a Mountain Dew and a bag of Doritos. That's normally my before the game meal.
All right. Now, the game's going on.
Hear you.
It's a long game. You've had you're in the 7th inning, whatever the case may be. What's an in-game snack or drink that you got to have in the dugout to kind of hold you over?
I can't hear you.
What's a song that you can listen to nonstop to get you hyped up for a game?
You there? Can't hear you.
Can't hear me now? Oh, here we go. I'll text you, Coach. We'll talk. Thank you again for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. We'll talk.
All right.
Thank you.